Hey there. Today we are talking about constipation and IBS. And if you've ever been told, to eat more fiber for constipation, if you've experienced it, this is for you because we're going to be looking at another aspect of what's happening in the body, and how that has to do with the nervous system. And if the nervous system is locked in stress, that can really lock up the bowels, lock up the intestinal function, and that is often what's going on underneath. So drop a little comment or your favorite poop emoji in the comments if you've ever felt stuck, constipated, and felt like you've tried everything, but this has been an ongoing issue for you. We got you covered today. So real quick, I'm Sara Schaefer. If you are new here, I'm the founder of Gut Restoration Expert, where I help people break free from gut health struggles and total wellness issues fast. I am an expert of nutrition and metabolic science, and I'm certified in several kinesiology methods. That these are ways that help the brain and the body connect in order to eliminate stress from the body. Often this stress is the underlying factor for why we have dysfunction and imbalance that leads to health issues. I've conducted decades of research, clinical research, community research in microbiome science, gut health, nutrition science, and I've developed a method that helps people go from fatigued, exhausted, bloated, food restricted to lasting relief in as little as 3 hours. We're covering a key way to keep the body regulated, and not just regular, but regulated on all levels. And this is key to preventing disease in a number of ways. I focus a lot on detoxification, and this is a key way that as a nutrition scientist, I've learned that nutrition is just half the equation. And it's important to focus on supporting the other half, which is eliminating waste from the body. This helps the body maintain youth, resilience, strength, and health altogether. So we're digging into this in so many different ways. And I want to know, what are you looking for when it comes to your gut health? What is the outcome that you'd like to achieve? And what are you doing to achieve it? And it's possible that you're trying a lot of different things to achieve it. There's a lot of different strategies and modalities and supplements and way to go about bringing balance into the body. And sometimes they work for us and sometimes they don't. And it can be really discouraging when you're, struggling, your health is out of balance and you're trying lots of things, but not getting a real result. And so that's my favorite aspect of the holistic health landscape, is helping you find what's going to work for you. And we can often facilitate that through different strategies that communicate with the body to get the whole picture. So I want to ask you, if I were to look at your current picture, your symptoms, your habits, your health situation, and helped you remove exactly what's blocking your energy, what's blocking you from feeling your healthiest, your best, whatever's blocking you from having a strong, healthy body, would you want to chat? And if so, drop a yes in the comments. I am giving away 5 holistic healing strategy sessions where we'll look at how we can understand and get to the root cause to your healing, why what you're doing isn't working, and the personalized steps that you can take to reset your gut, restore your energy, and get lasting results that you're looking for. So this is how to take your health to the next level without guessing, getting overwhelmed. It's really easy to get overwhelmed when you're struggling and not finding answers. There are answers out there. There is a way for you to get back in touch with your body, bring it back into balance, restore your gut health and your whole system. That's what we're doing here. And I got lots of tools. Comment yes, I will reach out and we will schedule a free consultation to talk about a strategy, to see what's going on, what are the solutions? Do I offer solutions that could help you? Oftentimes, I refer people to other avenues through these sessions, but it's just a way for me to tap in and help you get where you need to go. So today we are talking, I mentioned detoxification, and most people don't realize that poor detoxification is the hidden culprit behind a lot of gut health issues, bloating, constipation, IBS, but also general fatigue and autoimmune conditions. If you cannot eliminate waste properly, the waste stays in the body and it's toxic. So it causes inflammation, and that inflammation becomes your symptoms most often. And the colon, the intestines, the bowels, they're basically the exit door for all this waste to leave the body. So if you're backed up, that waste gets stuck and you're not taking the trash out, and this creates a traffic jam in your system, and your symptoms are your body's help me signal. Okay, so we have to pay attention to these signals and find a way to regulate. If you're constipated, if you're used to being or having any sort of imbalance, it's important to correct that, because this is an ongoing sign that there's imbalance in the body, and imbalance in the body eventually leads to worse imbalance, chronic conditions. So we're always thinking of the body like a house, and, we want to buy the cleanest, healthiest food, the organic, top quality food to nourish our eyes. I go back and forth between a car analogy. So we want to put the healthiest gasoline, the cleanest in the car, right? But if it's not generating exhaust, or I don't know, if you're not taking out the trash, then it doesn't really matter how healthy you eat, because you're going to be getting toxins circulating and waste stuck in the body. So that is a breeding ground for infections and chronic conditions. And a lot of my clients struggle with IBS, and IBS can be diarrhea, it can be constipation, or anything else that's irregular. And regular is key, okay? Ideally, we eliminate twice a day. So if you're not eliminating twice a day, and both of those can be in the morning, but you want to find a way to support your elimination. And what I want to talk about today is that it's not just about what you eat, because there's a lot of focus and a lot of fiber supplements out there, and a focus on fiber to keep you regular. And it's absolutely crucial in keeping you regular. I don't tend to advocate for carnivore diets or things like that, because diets that lack fiber, because fiber is so key in keeping food moving through the gut, activating the colon, feeding a healthy microbiome. So it's important, fiber is, but sometimes it won't solve the problem of constipation. And this is because your digestion, your digestive system is governed by your parasympathetic nervous system. So this is the part of your nervous system that is responsible for rest and digest. This is chill mode. This is your chill mode. Your parasympathetic. Sympathetic is activation, fight or flight, okay? When our body goes into fight or flight, a lot of vital processes that are responsible for health become less of a priority, and we become more activated, more vigilant. We use a different part of our brain and our nervous system to get oxygen more, to blood moving, got to be able to move fast. So digestion is the first to go to the back burner when we are triggered, when we are stressed out. But the issue is we are constantly overstimulated without necessarily having anything wrong going on. You can just be getting some EMFs from there and this way direction, and some glyphosate for whatever, whatever is throwing our body off balance and creating a state of fight or flight. And it could very well be, work, your family, life, day-to-day stresses, that if you have a stressful life, your digestion is likely not optimal to begin with. Now, we have a long, complicated digestive tract, right? So this can affect, the stress can affect any part of it. So when we're talking about constipation, we really are often talking about the colon, but the nervous system runs throughout the body, and it's your gut literally when you're in fight or flight. So when you're in the sympathetic, we have parasympathetic nervous system and a sympathetic nervous system. So when we get stressed out, we go into fight or flight, and Often the stress I'm talking about might be deeper. It could be like a stored trauma or just a physical structural issue you got going on that doesn't let your body fully relax. So there can be a lot of things going on in the nervous system to interfere with proper digestion. So let's just connect the dots here a little bit on what happens physically, go in a little bit more into like, so imagine, you're stressed out. You get a call 9 a.m. Monday morning from your angry boss or whatever. You're late, you're stuck in traffic, and what happens? Your diaphragm, your stomach, like your diaphragm tightens. And when this happens, you shift the way you breathe. Normally we breathe deep into our belly when we are relaxed. When we're in system of rest or digest, we're getting oxygen deep into the intestine and the belly. But when we go into that fight or flight, it becomes more chest breathing. So this serves a purpose. This is a survival mechanism to deliver oxygen to other parts of the body quickly. But this tightens the diaphragm and this contracts what is called the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is basically the super highway of communication between the gut and the brain. It's the longest cranial nerve in the body, and it is a key part of that parasympathetic nervous system. So yeah, we got our little friend here. I'm well aware that this looks way more like an alien than a person, but I got my whiteboard and I just want to draw the vagus nerve on this little guy and show you where it is. It's basically, well, it starts up in your cranium, your brain, and then it really goes down through your neck and all through here, and it really breaks out in through all of your torso and your digestive system. So it's a nerve. So it's really connect. That's the gut brain axis, and because it runs down through your neck, your chest, your abdomen, and it connects to vital organs like the heart, the lungs, the digestive tract. And when it's activated, the vagus nerve, it calms the body. It slows the heart rate. It stimulates digestion and it increases gut motility. So it actually tells the intestines to contract, and that will keep food moving through the body. It will tell, you'll have optimal enzyme production, digestive enzyme production, nutrient absorption when the vagus nerve is functioning properly and optimally and it's active and you're in a state of parasympathetic rest and digest. Vagus nerve's active and it's keeping digestion going. But the minute you get stressed out, you contract your diaphragm, sometimes unknowingly, most often, like you contract, and it cuts off that vagus nerve, and that's the reason that all those digestive functions decrease, is because that communication highway between the brain and the gut is been signaling that it's safe for the body to rest and restore and relax and release. But the minute that communication breaks, the body goes into different, different set of circumstances. And we have to prioritize other systems to move the body, to get out, or being chased by a lion, and all of this, this is why it's important to keep your nervous system regulated and have practices in place to keep your nervous system regulated. If you swing toward anxious, then it's likely you have poor digestion that you're not even aware of, because anxiety and anxiousness is your norm. So you're probably in very little time you're spending in rest and digest, and you probably have an underactive vagus nerve. You don't have good communication. So we're going to go over some ways to strengthen the communication and keep your vagus nerve active. And this keeps you in a calm state where you can optimally absorb nutrients, break food down, and eliminate the waste from the body. This is so important on keeping our hormone system balanced. Our immune system obviously is very connected to the gut health. So like I said, if the vagus nerve is dysregulated, the mechanics of digestion become dysregulated, and there we have IBS or any number of other situations. But, if you have IBS, that's often a factor. It's often what's going on with you, most likely. And we have a lot of strategies that we can start to use in those situations. Add fiber to the diet, drink coffee, use laxatives, take magnesium, and these all work to force contraction, to contract the bowels. But if nothing works, there's a deeper root cause that has to do with the nervous system. So, and I want to point out, because I'm a root cause practitioner, that's always looking for the root cause, always asking why. And nervous system dysregulation isn't the root cause of imbalance. Something's causing that, right? However, it is usually the cause of stubborn constipation or IBS cases. So nervous system imbalance can be due to various other issues, physical stress, emotional stress. We always look for the root, and it can be very multifactorial, very deep, very individual to the person. And that's why I use kinesiology and resonance testing to facilitate communication with the body and find out where the weaknesses are. So if this sounds interesting, book a call and send me a DM and let's figure out what's going on with you and get to the bottom. This is how we get to the bottom of mysterious cases. So let's go over some simple nervous system first practices to restore flow through your digestive system to support, because it's not always about fiber, it's about flow. That was going to be what I was going to call this, but more flow, less fiber. No, but fiber is very important, and I'll go over why, but it's important to have daily basics, a daily routine, because basically we have to treat your digestive system and your colon like a baby, like a little toddler, and keep it safe. Once it knows it's safe, it will work right. Okay? It will do its thing. So the best way to tell the body it's safe is to provide it with routine habits that include healthy diet, exercise, and healthy lifestyle, hydration. Keep these things consistent and the body will remember that it's safe. And there's, plenty of sleep. If your sleep is disrupted, that just means there's something in there that needs to be, it's a signal, it's another symptom. So don't get stressed by the symptoms. The symptoms are signals. The symptoms are your friends. It's messages. Receive the messages. Answer the phone. So here are some steps to naturally activate the vagus nerve. And when stress gets the upper hand, it's important to stick to your routine. But breath work is a big one. And this is my favorite one. I don't tend to have a lot of issues with elimination in the first place, but maybe it's because I use this. Breathing, I find before I get out of bed, even doing this, because the best time to eliminate is between the hours of 5 and 7 a.m. It's when the large intestine is most active, according to Chinese medicine. So getting up at that time and doing some deep breathing before I get up will get me up and get this box checked. So if you inhale deeply and always inhale through your nose, it gets the message to your brain. But notice if you take these small, shallow breaths, you feel more anxious. Just like think breathing into your chest. That tells your body that keeps your body in like the stressed out state. I don't know what my hair is doing right now. But if you take this slow inhale into your lower belly, that gets the oxygen into that activates rest or digest. So we want to breathe in through the nose into the deeper belly, inflate your belly button like a balloon, and do this for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can do it on a count of 4. Inhale on a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale through the mouth, but breathe into the belly, activate that diaphragm. And this is contracting, you're moving the diaphragm up and down. And this process activates the vagus nerve because it's like down into here. So you're activating expanding the torso, expanding your rib cage and bringing your pelvis down. That's how you contract the diaphragm. And this chef's kiss, in my opinion, for activating elimination. But do it, set a timer, do it for on the count of 4. This is box breathing, they call it. 4 inhale, 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale. And watch you relax with each breath. It will move you into that state of rest or digest. So this is a great idea to do before every meal. Make sure you're in chill mode. Otherwise, you're just going to be putting your system through a lot, and that could culminate in too much stress at the exit. You can't get we have too many things happening suboptimally throughout the digestive process, so that the food is just, it's dysregulated at the bowel end because there's so much nervous system activity there. So that's one is what I'm doing here. So I want to just rate breath work. Breathe. That's how we're stimulating this vagus nerve. The next one, this is popular. This one's getting popular, so maybe I'll be able to speak to a little about why this is such a cool health hack. Is cold water. That cold water wake up, cold water plunge, cold water rinse. But sudden exposure to cold water, jump in the ocean or a cold body of water, stimulates the vagus nerve. And it actually slows your heart rate and redirects oxygen to the vital organs. So, and this even releases endorphins. So this is why after a little bit of time in cold water, people feel so invigorated. This really promotes overall health and well-being. So, as you know, your vagus nerve, we control digestion. So getting cold water, triggers this release of enzymes and nutrient absorption and all of the digestive processes. The research shows that up to 11 minutes a week, so just 2 minutes, like a few days a week, can really add up to 11 minutes a week of cold water exposure, cold water therapy, and that significantly builds your resilience. I don't think there is benefit beyond 11 minutes a week. So it's doable. It's doable. So that's another little trick you can incorporate. I'm going to go on the list here of 2. Cold plunge, we'll call it. Yeah, so if you like the cold plunge or the cold bath, that's a little bit what's going on here is it's activating the vagus nerve and helping your lymphatic flow and your blood flow. It's getting the body into that more optimal regulated state. And another way that people can activate the vagus nerve is, I mentioned the deep breathing, but also vibration. Humming, gargling will the vibrations from that will stimulate the vagus nerve through the upper neck and torso. And that can be an active way. And notice, if you chant and sing out loud, you do feel more calm, more grounded afterwards. And that's a big reason why, is because it activates the vibrations of your voice, put you in a more calm, rested state. So chanting, humming, gargling before your meal is another way to optimize digestion. And another way, okay, I guess I'm just going to rate these and maybe you're taking notes, but hum, chant, sing. And then another way that you can optimize trigger elimination is doing abdominal massage, but I would do this on the floor with the legs up the wall. And then you do a gentle belly massage, like around the abdomen in a clockwise motion. So around the belly button in a clockwise motion. So that's from your right to left. This can restore the natural rhythms of the body. If you're not moving, if you're not contracting, your intestines aren't moving correctly, fiber does the same thing. It's roughage, and that it's gotta have that contraction to move through. So eating fiber, and one reason fiber does work sometimes, is that the body needs to contract to get it through, so that its mere presence can help reboot the brain's gut connection and say, oh yeah, we got to contract. Okay. So if that's not happening, sometimes this can symbolize an infection, candida, parasites, bacteria, dysbiosis creates congestion. The nervous system can lose regulation. with the digestive tract. So this is a root cause as well. We have the root causes often being structural issues, which can very much be the case. If you have a subluxation, your vagus nerve energy might not be flowing, the communication might not be flowing. If you have an infection, if you have emotional stored trauma, if you have toxins or some other sort of nutritional deficiency, those tend to be the root causes. So all of these can be a reason that the contractions are not happening naturally. The brain and body are disconnected at a fundamental level that we just need to work to restore. It's all about restoring function. So breathing, shaking out tension, that can also do it. Vibration plates have another useful function here. But doing that abdominal massage, that is the one tip belly massage. And then mindful eating, this is a way to improve elimination. So what do we have so far? We have breathing, we have cold plunge, humming, chanting. These are all things you could do if you're not properly eliminating. The next one is eating mindfully. And this means sitting down, breathing before you eat, chewing 30 to 60 times so that you are swallowing liquid. Your food is going down in liquid form, and that will reduce the burden on your digestive tract. It can spend more time killing off pathogens if it needs to, and really redirect that energy toward restoring function. That sends the messages, you're getting into rest and digest. And chewing slowly is an amazing way to activate that rest and digest, activate that stomach acid, those digestive enzymes. I feel my body just go into a more easeful state when I chew my food. I talk about that so much. So 30 to 60 times per bite. And then some other supportive tools, bitters before a meal, digestive enzymes, hydrochloric acid, hydration with minerals, key to proper digestion. Sometimes dehydration can be a key cause of constipation. You're just not hydrated. Make sure you're staying hydrated. That should be number 1, but it's going on number 5. Mindful eating. So these are things, I guess I will make a post. Breathing, cold plunge, humming, vocal workouts, belly massage, hydration, mindful eating, and of course there's supplements. Bitters, I mentioned, but then oregano oil, that's addressing an infection. If you sense you have an infection, let's tap in. There's more than one step. Frequency is another dimension of healing and energy work and holistic healing. In holistic healing, we're looking at the body and the energy and the energetic field that surrounds the body. The electromagnetic field provides information for the body, and we can manipulate it as part of a natural healing strategy. Sometimes these frequencies can have powerful effects on the physical body. One last thing I want to say is I want to let you know that I'm going to be doing another challenge here in 2 weeks called Flesh It Out. So if you were part of my last challenge, I'm doing it again. That was the first time I'd done it, and I got a few requests of people that weren't able to make it. So I'm going to do it again. And so if you participated, you can absolutely participate again. It's definitely going to be bigger and better because I do things better every time. So definitely if you want to participate in that again, I'm going to be going over and activating through awareness and energy and education and frequency and all the ways and tools that you can use to activate your vital detoxification organs. So that includes the colon and the lymphatic system and the liver and the kidneys. And we'll talk a little bit more about the nervous system in there as well. So go ahead and sign up for that. I'm going to drop the link in the comments, or let me know if you want to sign up for the Flesh It Out challenge, and I'll get you in. It's an amazing opportunity. Free coaching by me every day for 5 days. I'm a live free coaching call. So join and let me know what we can work through any issue you're dealing with, and I got solutions. So hope to see you there. And if you have any questions about moving your bowels or anything I talked about today, feel free to send a message and just remember, the key is that your body and your gut specifically, it does not respond to pressure. It responds to presence. When you are more present and calm and rested, that's when your digestion is optimized. And that's why true thriving health requires a rested nervous system, a balanced nervous system, because it like kind of opens the door to like digestion is the key to our health. I focus on the gut because it is the doorway to our health. It activates so many of our processes that, not only keep disease away, but open the key to thriving, being our most vibrant, highest expression. So that's part of why I love the gut, and there's just so much. But this is whole body healing. It really truly is. There's no one part of the body. That's just where your symptoms are. But imbalance can be anywhere in the body. It could be in the energetic field, and that's where we have to address. Presence is key, not living your life on autopilot, learning ways to become more integrated and present in your day-to-day moments. Because at the end of the day, we're stressed out from the world around us, and our bodies are stressed out internally, and other things are running the show. So we're not living our best life when we're not in a calm state. And we have to be like, that's our resilience. Our most faculties are accessible when we are calm and have a regulated nervous system. So reach out if you want help doing that. Regulating your nervous system, regulating your digestion, regulating your elimination. It's all connected. So your symptoms can be anywhere, anytime. And if you feel like your body wants to work with you. It's designed to work with you. It's not working against you. And it can be very easy to find yourself in a state where you're feeling like your body's working against you. It's working against what's in it, what you're putting in it. That's what's working against. That's the conflict. And it's not just about food, obviously. It's about stress too, what you're putting in energetically. So the boundaries are a key lesson to people with gut issues, but these things can show up anywhere in the body. So if this hit home and you want more step-by-step tools to heal from the inside out, let's jump on a call and strategize. But thanks for joining. Check out the frequency I'm going to post after this. Join my next Flush It Out challenge. This is an amazing opportunity to get coached for free by me. And, I address issues that everybody pretty much needs to be aware of if they're going to up-level their health. So I highly recommend joining and activating. We're all activating our awareness and function of our vital organs that work hard, working for us. So we have to be aware and honor the parts of our body that work for our highest benefit. The whole body does that. But detoxification is such a foundational key. So comment alive to get the challenge details. And thanks for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful. Here, we'll take one last look at my alien friend and how we're going to activate elimination. Try these out. Try them out. Pick one, try it out. Pick one that speaks to you and integrate it and start doing it every day. Because I forget what numbers. 7 was going to be frequency, but that was just something I'm going to do. But I can teach you also how to get these tools for yourself if they're interesting to you. I was about to say, forget. New habits. I'm a big promoter of new small changes, small habits that are gentle whispers to the body that we're supporting it. And the body responds to patterns. The nervous system responds to patterns. That's why routines are important. That's why a morning routine is one of the best ways to regulate your nervous system, because you've then said, okay, I got your oxygen, I got your nutrition. You're giving the body everything it needs to run smoothly first thing in the morning. So it's not going to stress out. It knows it's safe. It's self-care 101 is having a morning routine. That includes breath work, hydration, healthy breakfast that supports, like, fruit is a great thing to eat in the morning. It's that fiber, it activates digestion and gives your body lots of other good stuff. So thank you again for joining me. I hope this has been informative. And again, I'm always here to support your digestion and your body's ability to thrive.